This is Jim Fortin, MindAuthority.com, and I want to talk to you about something today that I know is on the minds of many, many sales managers and also on the minds of people who want to sell more. This presentation is about how to get your team to bust their sales goals on autopilot, and I mean that. We're going to talk about what every selling manager needs to know to get the best out of their people. The biggest reason that most people never hit their sales goals is because they start their achievement at the wrong end of the equation. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is this. When most people attempt to increase their sales, the first thing they want to change is their behavior. Now let's look at gym memberships first of the year. People will say, I'm going to start working out, and I'm going to take care of myself, and I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to get in shape. And the first thing they do is they change their behavior, meaning they start going to the gym. But as you know, and you may have even experienced something like this in your own life, as for many people that soon wears off because again, people start at the wrong end of the equation when it comes to personal change, personal development, or achievement. Here, I'm going to walk you through this and I'm going to show you why most people never achieve their dreams and why most people never achieve lasting change. And when most people see this, it's kind of that, oh my gosh, aha moment. Why didn't I see this before? As a sales manager, it's important that you know this, and after you see this, it'll make perfect sense why your people do what they do and how to get your lower producing salespeople to produce more. Now, when it comes to personal development, most people start at the wrong end of the equation. Now, what do I mean by that? Most people start backwards. They try to change their behavior thinking that's going to change things in their life, and then very quickly that wears off. So look at the PowerPoint here. Most people try to change their environment by changing their behavior, and that is starting at the wrong end of the equation. So this is what you do. In order to change your environment, of course you've got to change your behavior, but let's go deeper than that. What you've got to do is you've got to then change your self-talk. Because see, your self-talk, what you talk to yourself about, will influence what you do and what you don't do. And what you do or don't do will influence what you create, which is your environment. Let's go one level deeper. You've got to, and you've heard many people talk about this, you've got to believe, you got to believe, you got to believe. Well, it goes even deeper than that, yet your beliefs affect your self-talk affects your behavior affects your environment. Let's go to the deepest level. For you to create permanent change, for you to hit your goals, you have to be that kind of person. That has to be your identity. Back in the early 1990s, Donald Trump was more than bankrupt. He was $900 million on the other side of bankruptcy, yet today he's a billionaire again. Because if you look at his environment, he was broke, yet in his identity, he was still a billionaire. So because he was still a billionaire in his identity, he believed that he could do certain things, and his beliefs affected his self-talk, and self-talk affected the behavior, and the behavior took him right back to multiple billionaire status again. So for you to achieve anything in life, you have to be the kind of person to achieve that thing. If you're going to be a top producer, if not already, and if you already are, you want to go to a higher level, what you have to do is you've got to be that in your identity. Emerson once said, you can only say what you are. This is what I tell people. You can only do what you are. I'll say that again. That is vital. You can only do what you are. So if you want to sell more or you want to motivate your team, you've got to go to their identity level because everything trickles up from there. Descartes said many years ago, he said, I think, therefore I am. So let me ask you, what do you see yourself as? How do you imagine yourself? What do you identify as? Because what you identify as is what you create. If you identify as a person who can never get a break, that's what you're going to create in your beliefs, your self-talk, your behavior, and your environment. If you're a person who identifies as somebody who can always get through and always make the sale, then that's going to trickle up again through your beliefs, your self-talk, your behavior, and into your environment. Over the years, people have said, okay, Jim, I get it. How do I change my identity? How do I become that kind of person? Well, obviously, this is a very quick video and blog post, and I can't go into it comprehensively yet. I want you to start thinking about what you're learning here. The way to change your identity is to change what you talk to yourself about. Now, as I said earlier, most people try to change their environment by changing their behavior. You've got to go all the way to your identity level. And the way that you change your identity is by what you talk to yourself about. Here, look at the PowerPoint. See, your identity creates your environment all the way up the ladder because the identity affects the beliefs, the self-talk, the behavior, and the environment. And again, most people only try to start at the environmental level and then wonder why their change is fleeting. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The identity creates your environment, which your environment is your health and your wealth and your job and your family, which equals your happiness and success. And then it comes back and it cycles around again. So the whole thing is this. You've got to change who you are to have more in life. Stop trying to change your behavior because that is fleeting. What you want to do is you want to start on the inside, meaning, again, your what? It starts with an I. Your identity, yes. And the way that you do that, and we're going to simplify it here in this video, is simply talk to yourself about the person you want to be. You want to do it also in present tense. You're not going to say to yourself, I'm going to become blank. You say to yourself, I am blank. And the more you say something to yourself, the more you become that thing. I am a person who can close sales. I am a person who gets ahead. I am a person who can attract money. I am a person who is lean, fit, and healthy. I am a person who is full of energy. I am. Because what you talk to yourself about is what you are. All right, sales managers. The way to get your people to produce more is stop yelling at their behavior. Stop telling them to sell more. Those are only behaviors. Go to the identity and have them start thinking about the person that they are because it will happen cybernetically. Selling professionals. Start imagining in your mind the kind of person that you need to be to create the external results that you want in life. All right, very powerful stuff. And as you can plainly see, you, along with most of the population, has probably started your personal change at the wrong end of the equation. Go back and start with your identity and come back next week for more. I'm always posting new content. I'm Jim Fortin, mindauthority.com. And let's connect on Facebook and Twitter. My name is Jim Fortin on both of those. Listen to the podcast. I've got some great podcasts on my website. I've got more coming, and I've got some great videos also on my blog and on my YouTube page, which I'm building, and my name there is Mind Authority. Okay, pass this to all your friends that you know that want to create permanent and lasting change in their life. Until we meet again, stay well, stay healthy, and stay prosperous. This is Jim Fortin, mindauthority.com.